look who we have here. Should we go? You two have history too. Drew Brees and
True.
Dominican Sue.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
one of the best.
this brings back some flashbacks, man. It's like PTSD.
Nah,
I'm tired
you
of this
were one
dude
of the
chasing.
favorite to hit, but I got a lot of respect for you, man. No
Hey, you
question.
too. I tried
Drew,
to be
where
a
does
hard
your head
sack.
go?
I
Where does
wanted
your
to
head
make
go
it
when you
easy.
see him?
Goes to NFC. No, not NFC, but many battles. We've had a lot of fun again. Yeah, a lot of NFC Championship stuff, and I mean, Drew's one of the best, man. So he made it very difficult for me to get to him.
Oh no! Don't do this.
Oh, look
What
at
are we
you queued that
doing?
up. Oh, you queued that up really quick. He didn't give me that
Yeah,
many
back-
times, did he? Oh, come on.
Couple times in this game, but you guys are
But
both
that-
absolute legends, Hall of
That's why
Fame
we're the
bound.
best.
And
That's why we're
Dominican,
the
great to
best.
see you. Thank you so much. Drew, that was no way to bring you into the show. I'm sorry on this busy day where you're making the rounds. Did you think you'd wake up and see Dominican Sue this morning?
No, I didn't. That's what I was saying. That was like a PTSD moment there. That kind of scared me.
It's so great to see you. Super Bowl 44 MVP, 13-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, second all-time in passing yards and touchdowns. Of course, Drew Brees, happy to have you. Week 1 is here, and it is just amazing. I heard you say Bills on Fox and Friends this morning. I saw. Can you tell me how that's going to happen? What is the path for them?
Well, it's more so the guys that I root for, and I love everything about Josh Allen. I love the type of teammate he is. I mean, you can just tell when his teammates talk about him. I mean, that's the number one thing I would look at and use to evaluate a quarterback is just tell me how his teammates feel about him. And if they would run through a brick wall for him, I think that says everything that you would want to know. And not only that, but I think the way this guy connects with the community and the Bills Mafia, a lot of that fan base reminds me of the Who Dat Nation. And I'd say similar to maybe like the Detroit fans and what, that team has meant to that city. I can identify with those, two organizations and especially with, kind of the New Orleans connection. So, man, I root for places like that. I root for guys like that. So yeah, with what's happened to them in the playoffs here over the last few years, and going up against the Chiefs, I'd love to see him have the opportunity.
I was at the Super Bowl with you. We were in like adjoining suites. I'm just remembering now.
That's right. Me and Reggie Bush.
Yes, and it was so quiet, and we're like, "What's happening here?" And looking at these Chiefs.
Oh,
Do you
I know.
think? I mean, how did they get past them, or do you think the Chiefs took a step down? Is it just that the Bills made a step up? I'm trying to think of how they get past the Chiefs in this one.
Yeah, look, I think what I noticed in the right when that game started was first off just how good that Philly defensive line was in getting after Mahomes, but honestly it was more so the fact that I felt like the Chiefs lacked somebody at the receiver position at that time that was dynamic enough just to be a matchup problem. Like there was nobody that was a real matchup problem for Philly. And obviously they were missing Rashee Rice. They lost him early in the season. And so it just became evident that that's kind of what they were missing. Look, I think when you look to any, great team right now, man, they've got some dynamic playmakers, at the offensive positions to go along with a quarterback who can distribute it. The Chiefs always have a chance because they've got Patrick Mahomes. And also because I love their defense and I love their defensive scheme. But there's a lot of people that are gunning for them.
There certainly are. I like that pick of the Bills. A sexy little pick that people are making here in August, of course. Now you were at Saints camp, I saw, and you've started in 19 season openers, and now we'll see Spencer Rattler start his first as the QB1 in New Orleans. Kellen Moore names Rattler over Shuck. Were you surprised by that?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, look, they're both young players. Rattler's only in his second year, and Tyler Shuck was just drafted, right? In fact, I think Tyler Shuck might be older than Rattler. He had 7 years in college. But look, I was impressed with Rattler last year, especially on a team that, look, they were decimated by injury. He lost Olave and Shaheed early in that year, and so really was kind of shorthanded. And you're a rookie quarterback, you're trying to figure it out. So I think this year he has a little bit of that experience under his belt. He's got a healthy, healthy crop of receivers. They go out and get Brandon Cooks, which is another guy who can blow the top off and do some things in the passing game. Alvin Kamara looks as good as I've ever seen him. That offensive line, in my opinion, is one of the best in the NFL. I think defensively, they're doing a lot of really good stuff, and they still have that core group with Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, and then all these guys that they've drafted at the linebacker position in the secondary. So, look, I think if you just want to match rosters, I think they have a really impressive roster. You would just say, hey, the big question mark or the biggest thing we need to see is, hey, how can the quarterback play? And if he can manage the game, distribute the ball, and make good decisions, then look, who scares you in the NFC South right now? I mean, there's Tampa may have the edge just because they've won the division a couple of times. Baker Mayfield is now an experienced veteran quarterback, but look, Atlanta's trying to establish themselves with a new quarterback, Michael Penix. Carolina Panthers kind of made a jump last year. Bryce Young, the adversity that he faced, I love the way he responded and the way he played. I'm a big fan of his. But really, who scares you? I think the division's wide open, and I think the Saints have as good an opportunity as anybody.
You started by saying, I'm not surprised they're both young quarterbacks. There's been a lot of talk, and Kellen's young. It's his first. Where's the veteran guy? Cam Jordan's like, can we trade for Jameis? That's what he said before this quarterback competition and training camp even started. Go ahead.
I think that's what I always assumed. I assumed that we would see training camp play out here, and that if there was a veteran quarterback that could be traded for to bring into the room, whether that player starts or whether they're just there as a support system for the young guys. Look, I think that's vital. It's vital. Beyond just the fact that, hey, you've got a great coach in Kellen Moore, and you've got other, the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach that are there that have a ton of experience to help coach him. You need someone in the QB room that can not only support the player, help them with film study, help them really more so than anything, be a buffer between, play caller, O coordinator, even quarterback coach and the starter. Like, you really need that. I look at my career, and man, I had a Doug Flutie early in my career. I had a Mark Brunell when I was when we went and won a Super Bowl. Like, those two guys were so influential in my career. Even though I was the starter, those guys were great mentors for me during that time. So I think for any young QB, it's really vital to have a veteran guy there alongside you.
Why isn't that guy Taysom Hill? I know he's injured right now.
Look, we could sit here and talk for hours about Taysom Hill. I love Taysom Hill. He's one of my great friends. I'm his biggest fan. To me, had someone 7 years, well, I guess when I retired, should have made a commitment to Taysom Hill and said, you know what, we're going to build an offense around you. We're going to build a team around you, like your quarterback. And we're going to give you that opportunity. And I think he would have been a very successful quarterback in this league. The unfortunate thing for Taysom Hill is he was such a special player in so many other ways that he brought so much value as this Swiss Army knife. I mean, literally, I've seen Taysom play fullback, running back, H-back, tight end, slot receiver, return kicks, return punts, block kicks, block punts. I mean, literally, I've never seen an athlete like him, ever. And we may never see an athlete like him ever again, just because he was that unique. And so it was almost like his value at those other positions and in those other roles almost overshadowed the fact that, hey, you could really dedicate yourself to this guy as a quarterback and build this thing around him. And unfortunately, he never got that opportunity. But I think had he would have been a really good quarterback in this league for a long time.
I mean, I saw something on your Instagram story. That's why I wanted to ask.
Oh, look, yeah, I had to gas it up a little bit, look.
You never, no, do you mean you never gas it up? I was like, oh, snap, Drew.
I love the guy. I love the guy. He was an incredible teammate. He's an incredible human. And he deserves everything that comes his way. And look, I think he's gotten the respect he deserves. I think when you say the name Taysom Hill, I think the NFL world, and certainly anybody who's played with him or against him, and then just I think the fans would say, yeah, I mean, he's one of the most dynamic players in the NFL, and one of the most unique guys. But for a guy who had, a front row seat to that for 4 years, there's nobody like him.
There's only 2 quarterbacks on that roster. I know he's banged up. When he comes back, should he get an opportunity?
Well, look, there's no reason he couldn't play 10 plays a game at the QB position now. I mean, it'd be hard to get him ramped up. Look, he's coming off the injury. It'd be hard to literally get him ramped up and say, hey, you're the starting quarterback. Yeah. But there's no reason. I mean, even when I was still playing, I mean, I would look at the OC and be like, look, first off, I want us to win, right? That's all I care about.
Hmm.
And if that means that Taysom Hill needs to play 10, 12 snaps a game, and
Wow.
we can do all this crazy stuff that we do with him, the QB runs and the play action and launch it, like if that's going to help us win, absolutely. So it's always been my opinion that even if you had a premier starter, Taysom Hill could play easily 7 to 12 snaps a game at quarterback, and just it's a defensive coordinator's nightmare having
I
him
love
back
that
there.
you welcomed that. That's not everybody. It says a lot about you. And I mean, he did keep the team alive. I remember, I forget what year it was, 2021, maybe it was the 4-1. He's 7-2 as a starter. He can help win. It's a good, Kellen, it's a lot on your plate, but I mean, do well by the fans and get Taysom in there when he can.
That's right.
Speaking of, you know, your time, Sean Payton and all that, I know you spent some time with Bo Nix. I know that. He told me, Sean, when I went to visit Broncos camp, that he shortened the play calls. For Bo, the verbiage. Did you ever think you'd see that day?
No, I didn't. But I mean, Shaw's the mad scientist. It was like, it was like the more ingredients, the better. It's like gumbo. Um, but no, here's the thing. Look, Sean and I were together 15 years. And like, if you went back to our offense in 2006 when we first got there, it looks like third grade offense compared to where we evolved to, right? So it was all that time together and all that institutional knowledge that like we just kept adding because look, so much of the communication falls on the quarterback in the huddle. I don't care how long the play call is, and I got to the point where I don't care if I have to tag every single position or every single receiver as to what to do. I just want guys to know where to line up and exactly what to do. So if you want to put that on me, that's fine. I would rather that than just have a bunch of stuff that guys have to memorize, right? So I embraced the responsibility. And I think because of our relationship and because of our, just the evolution of the offense, we were just kind of right there with each other. I couldn't imagine a quarterback coming from college and just jumping right into that same place. It kind of has to go back to square one. And then now let's build this thing together again with a new QB. So look, I'm sure that this will continue to evolve for Bo as he develops a comfort level with the offense and the play calls, and everything just becomes more second nature and natural, and it just rolls off the tongue. I mean, it truly is like learning a new language. You're learning a new language in addition to trying now to develop timing and chemistry with the guys around you.
We've got to get you back. I need you to coach. I can't wait to see what's ahead for you. But you are always doing good, and you are here on behalf of Abbott and the Big Ten Conference. You are tackling critical blood shortages that are happening across the country. It's the second season of the We Give Blood Drive. You can sign up at big10.org/Abbott. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we are in a huge blood shortage in our country, and so with Abbott and the Big Ten Conference, we are kind of embarking on the second season of this campaign, which is the We Give Blood Drive. So we're basically encouraging everybody to get out and give blood and recognize truly what a difference that makes. Somebody needs blood every 2 seconds. Your blood donation can save 3 lives, which is incredible. All the blood that's given, more than 25% of it goes to cancer patients. So I know that every one of us has some sort of a close connection to cancer, whether it be a family, a friend, or a loved one. And why not kind of build in a competition amongst the Big Ten schools as well? So all 18 Big Ten schools, we're encouraging family, friends, students, alumni, everybody to get out, donate blood. And then you can go to big10.org/Abbott, and you can register your blood donation to the school of your choice. And the winning school, the school that donates the most blood, is going to get $1 million towards student and health activities in and around campus. But even if you're not affiliated with a Big Ten school, just go out and donate blood, recognize the difference that it's going to make.
Big10.org/Abbott there. Speaking of making a difference, you certainly do that. Cancer affects everyone. And what you and Brittany did and continue to do with the Dream Foundation, it's like over 20 years of helping improve the quality for cancer patients and their families. Like, thank you for all that you do. And congratulations on your eligibility for the Hall of Fame. I should say before I go, first ballot without question, in my opinion. I don't think we have to make the case. I'm curious, do you think Philip Rivers will be joining you?
You know what? I hope so. I look at that list of guys that are eligible, and it's a pretty impressive list. I mean, guys that I played with or played against for a long time and have so much respect for. I recognize it's a tough decision for all the voters. I had a chance to be in Canton this year to watch Antonio Gates go into the Hall of Fame, former teammate of mine with the Chargers, and so deserving. Saw LaDainian Tomlinson, saw a bunch of former teammates. It was like a big Charger reunion fact from those days. But I think it was the first time it kind of hit me that this all could be a reality, you know. And I think just being a part of that club and more so anything, just you just kind of have this flashback of the history of the NFL and the fact that, you know, we came into the NFL riding on the shoulders of those who came before us, and now all these guys are, you know, kind of riding on our shoulders, and that's just kind of this idea of leaving the game better than when you found it, and always paying it forward and trying to make it better. And it's a great honor to be a part of it. It was an incredible journey as a player, but you know, I'm almost having as much fun as a fan watching my boys playing fantasy football with my boys and broadcasting games for Netflix and you know all that fun stuff. Talking about the game with you, it's great.
Next year, it's your turn in Canton. I hope you scoped out the real estate, where you want to be, what you want it to look like. I appreciate you, Drew, and all that you do, of course, for the game of football and outside of it. Great to see you, and we'll see you on Netflix.
Thanks, Kay. You're the best.
See ya.